You're live.
Welcome to the Town of Dewey Beach Marketing Committee meeting. We are physically at the Dewey Beach Life Saving Station at 1 Dagsworthy, and we are welcoming other public members to join us by Zoom. We will start by officially convening the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And now for our roll call. Let's just go around the room and say your name, please.
Sally Silver.
Thank you.
Lily Gosnier.
Thank you. Patrice Gansey.
Ellen Winkler.
Rick Schweitzer.
Susan Macy.
Thank you. And do we need,
Bill Zolper, Town Manager.
Paul Bauer.
and we have a guest.
Tara Kepler.
Thank you. The only person who notified me that she could not attend today is Luisa Martinez. She's in Florida and she wasn't able to join by Zoom. So we have a quorum, and the first motion I'll accept is to accept our agenda. Is there a motion?
I so move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. And the next motion would be for approval of the minutes from the last meeting, which occurred over a year ago. Thank you, Kate, for reconstructing those. Will we have a motion?
This is gonna be too much time commitment for me.
I move.
Ellen moves. A second, please.
I'll second.
Okay.
Patricia, want to call the question?
Aye. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Kate. Keep doing that. Do we have any public comment that pertains to non-agenda items at this point? No, then we will move forward. I'll start by doing my own introduction, and let's do brief introductions for everyone on the committee since we're all so new. It's the first time we're meeting together. I have come from a history of being a specialist in organizational development and communications for nonprofit organizations in the US and overseas. I've been vacationing in Dewey since I was a little kid, and I started the same tradition for my own family, and in 2017 we bought our house on Jersey Street. I have a husband and 2 adult sons who live in the DC area. We still have a house there, so we're here back and forth a lot. And my first big volunteer project was Dewey in Bloom, which came out of the previous marketing committee. I'm very excited to work with all of you. Thanks. Next, volunteer.
Ellen Winkler. I moved to Dewey Beach about 10 years ago when I married my husband, Phil. We live down on Reed Avenue, and we have a golden retriever named Happy.
Who's famous?
Who's famous? He's a famous Dewey dog next to you.
My name is Rick Schweitzer. I moved to Dewey 3.5 years ago. I married into it. My wife's been coming here since she was dancing on bars and back in the 90s. And I live on Van Dyke Street, and I work for Toback Builders right down the street. I come from industry, but I moved into the residential custom home and remodeling business about 5 years ago. And I have a dog named Tide who has met Happy. Black lab.
So I'm Susan Macy, and been bringing my kids down here for many years. Bought a house in 2020, just before COVID, and our primary residence is in Falls Church, and we have 2 dogs, Hutch and Honey White Labs.
Sally Silver. I wear 2 hats. I also sit on the Resiliency and Sustainability Committee. And my reason for being a member of this committee is our 2 committees are going to have to do some very close collaboration over the next few years. And I thought it would be helpful to actually have me as a part of your committee to kind of make sure that things go smoothly. So my husband and I have owned a townhome in Dewey since it was 99. We bought it. So our kids grew up coming here. It's home.
Thank you.
Lily Gosnier, and recently moved to Dewey Beach about a year ago from all the way from the Glade in Rehoboth Beach, where we have been full-time residents for 20-some years. So I'm happy to be part of this community and wanted to give back. Currently a realtor with Jack Lingo, but my background pre-children was in fundraising and event planning, so I thought it would be a good fit.
Okay, thank you. I would like to introduce Tara Keplinger as well, who is not yet approved to be on this committee, but she has applied and will be voted at the next council meeting. So hopefully at the next meeting, you will join us officially. Thank you for being here. Okay, so we are going to start first with Paul giving us a presentation on the new committee focus and the goals approved by the town council at the September 26th council meeting.
All right, well, I'm glad everybody's here. It's been about a year since we've had a marketing committee meeting, so Kate's been a little overloaded with everything, and so this is great to get more involvement and participation from everybody in town. It's easy to, you can just do it and not have any public feedback, and that's not the right way to do it. So, I think we're doing it the right way by getting, having it being initiated by the marketing committee. And when Patrice stepped forward to want to chair the committee, we had a conversation, and I was like, the real, what does marketing do for the town? Obviously we have so many groups here. We have the Dewey Business Partnership, we have the Civic League, we have the Lions Club, and there's more, and I know I'm missing some, but, all these groups do things, but there's, that should be all coordinated. This would be, I think, a good team to have with everybody pulling the same way on it. There's a number of initiatives the town is looking at now. Obviously we have a new town hall coming here. We want to raise some money for, we're, having donations for bricks and things like that. And, the town's done a good job of getting state funding and county funding and saved money from past years and different revenue streams that have poured into that. But you always have costs. Anytime you build something new, there's always going to be unexpected costs, and I think that's really where we're trying to protect now. Furniture, for example. Well, we're not going to move old furniture and do a new house, right? Not too many people do that. Probably move some, but not all of the old stuff. A lot of the furniture we have in town hall is, if you've been in there, it's not the newest stuff. So. But things that we can work together on. So, for example, we're going to have a tree lighting. We can have, participation and volunteers help get these words out about buying a brick, or, there's a town hall, here's to buy a brick. What were the other ones, Kate? The other initiatives?
activities?
The other activities?
Yeah, the other
You
activities.
have menorah lighting down on the pier.
Right.
And you also have a holiday tree down there also.
Then we get past New Year's, and, next thing you know, we're doing what's the party we have in January, the gala.
Winter Gala.
Yeah, so have a presence there that, it just shows the presence of the town all over, and I think that's exactly where marketing fits. Because you're getting everybody from town in there, so whatever initiatives we have going on, we have a nice tent and things like that we can set up in a number of places. So, then we get into St. Patrick's Day that brings, millions of people to town, it seems like, but, at least 10 or 20,000. Then we get into, the spring where you have, what's the Arts Festival? That's typically in April, beginning of May. So it just keeps going on and on. So I just think that, the town should have a presence there, and I think that's where marketing fits. How does the town make money? I always look at, from a marketing standpoint, if you're spending money, what are you getting back? Is there any return on investment for it? So that's why I looked at the revenue streams we have. Obviously the town makes money when we rent a house or you rent a hotel room. You pay for parking, things like that. So these are, what can we do that drives where the town makes money on it, then we can spend money on it to make money back. We can also spend money and not make any money back either, but that's not great marketing, but that's a thought anyhow. You shouldn't always just do things just to make money, but I just think the overall presence that we can provide would just help everybody out.
Thank you. And as Paul and I talked about this in our previous life. The marketing committee did discuss a lot events that we wanted to propose. Let's have a parade, let's have this, let's have that. We don't have a budget. And anytime we propose something, we had to go to the town and ask the town to spend money to do it. And it's become clear, as Paul pointed out, in the last few years, that there are people in town who have more money, more expertise, more resources, more creativity, and why not support them and show them that the town is supporting them, help the public know. One comment I've heard from some community members is they often don't know about events until it's too late for them to say, I'm going to come into town and participate. So anything we can do to help with an advance notice, as well as supply volunteers, and as Paul said, have a presence at the events, helps us.
I forgot one part though. We also talked about communication.
Yes.
And how do we communicate better to the public? And Patricia can expand on this, but we do a good job with the newsletter, but not everybody reads a newsletter. How many emails do you get that you just don't even open? And I mean, we're all guilty of it. My inbox gets filled up with stuff and I'm not sure which ones I'm going to read, but you get overwhelmed with emails. So, we have 1,600 properties. We're going to try to come up with a way that we can communicate more effectively with everybody. Here's an example that we have a winter watch program. So how many homes do we have here in Dewey that are unoccupied during the winter? In past years, we've had squatters, break into houses and live there all winter, and until they get their heating bill that says, wait a second, we're not even there. Did we leave the heater on or something? I mean, so I think everybody should be signed up for that. I mean, that's a service. Our police go around and check on that stuff, look for a broken window or a broken door, but I think everybody should be signed up for that. Unfortunately, they're not. We have so many new homeowners here in the past few years that aren't even aware of some of these things. So think of the communication aspect of what we can do as well as a marketing committee. What information should we be sharing with people? And that would help Kate and Bill out, and what gets in the newsletter each month.
May I ask a more broad question? It's all about communication, and we're not on social media, so we need to fix that.
Yeah, we are.
Well, not enough.
Not enough, right?
Not enough.
But we are.
The 30s and 40-year-olds who are now buying houses and whatnot, that's where they get their news. Okay, that's where they get the information. They're not reading newsletters. So who is our audience? The 1,600? Are we supposed to be marketing to folks that have never been here before? Or are we just marketing to the 1,600 residents and the surrounding community?
I would say both.
I'd say it's both.
Okay.
If I go back to the revenue streams, how much money does the town make on visitors? Then you should market to them, right?
Millions, right.
How many park mobiles do we get a summer on?
Plenty for me.
Right?
It took me 2 years to figure out you had to
so
pay the
these
meter, even if there was a 412 there. But that's
So if we think of a return on investment, I mean, that's a perfect opportunity. But then the communication also for homeowners. What does a homeowner need? What information can we share with them? Now, we don't make money on that, but that's the right thing to do, better communicate with. Because I think our customer is somebody that owns a house here primarily, that's first and foremost, but we don't neglect visitors. Keep in mind, you have all the restaurants that promote their own businesses as well, trying to draw in traffic to the town as well.
okay.
We're going to be talking a lot more about different options for expanding communications. I was surprised talking to Kate that I just assumed that new homeowners somehow gave their email addresses to the town. And that's not the case. So if an email goes out with the new town newsletter, people don't see it. I know on my street, we have a pretty active street and we have an active communication system. People often ask questions about what was just spoken about in the newsletter. So we want to help promote that because I think it's excellent. But I think talking about other methods of communication is really valuable. I'm going to pause are there any other questions or comments about anything we've just talked about in terms of the general purpose of the committee at this point? So we're not so much running events, but we're going to be supporting events and helping with communication and community engagement. So that's our primary task. I'd like to pause for a minute and see if we should have a committee secretary to keep minutes. And is there anyone who would be interested in volunteering to be the committee secretary? at this point? And if there is not, we will keep going, but no. Okay. Tara says when she becomes a member of the committee, she will do it. Thank you.
Here,
And I will.
take my seat.
Thank you, Tara, and I will fill that role for the first one. Thank you so much. We can't vote yet, is that correct? Because she's not officially on the committee? We have to
Correct.
wait? Okay, so next meeting, we'll put you on the agenda to be voted.
Put that on
This
the
is it.
agenda.
Okay, thank you. So, as you'll see in item D on the agenda, as we've talked about all of these issues that we've been banding about already, we came up with some proposed activities. This is not the limit of those activities, and I see them divided into two categories. One is the immediate specific needs, and obviously raising money for the town hall is one. I'll say that Ellen and I staffed the table at the Civic League History Forum on Saturday, where our primary goal was to promote this and hand out brochures. And that's one thing that we'd like to find as many opportunities as possible to do that and find other ways to promote raising money for the town hall. The other specific upcoming issue is holiday fundraising activities, which I won't go into yet. And then the two that are more general that I think help us fulfill all of this would be business and community outreach, just looking at all the groups that we can identify in town, and possibly, I would like to talk today about who might be liaisons to groups that logically fit in your areas of work. Builders, realtors, Civic League, Dewey and Bloom, and those other at Lions, and talk about how can we start building a relationship, going out to those groups and saying, we're from the marketing committee, this is our new task, we'd like to know what's coming up, how we can work with you, how we can help you recruit and publicize your activities, and also admit that we would like some space if they have any activities where we can set up and promote town initiatives. So that's one general communication. The second thing that I personally would like to promote based on our work with on Jersey Street is setting up what I'm unofficially calling the Good Neighbor Network, or a neighbor network, where we identify one or two key residents of a street to be the communications liaisons for the town. So that if we do have information to send out about activities or emergencies or initiatives, that those people will help share it with the rest of the residents and help them understand all the activities they could be involved in. I'm hoping that will help us to develop not only a communication system, but an email list, or whatever kind of list we need to do.
Do we have an email list?
No, we do not.
The town doesn't?
Well, you've got some, but it's not, as I pointed out, it's not everybody. There are a lot of people who aren't on it, right?
So is it a knock on the door, may I please have your email list?
Well,
And-
I'll just talk about Jersey Street for a second. We, just for social reasons, because people do events and Memorial Day and 4th of July, we put together a list of all the residents of the first 2 blocks with phone numbers and email addresses. And nobody has objected when we've used it also to share town information. We are about to have repaving done on our street. So when Bill sent out the notice about it, I sent it out to everybody on the street and told them, if you want more information, here's how to go back and get it. You may all know about the big fire that was on Carolina Street 2 weeks ago, very close to our houses, right behind our houses. And as Bill said, the fire company and police and everybody, every first responder was magnificent. And now people on the street want to do a fundraiser. And so they're gathering that information, and once they pull something together, we'll get the word out to everybody. I think it helps build community engagement, people getting to know each other, people feeling that knowing what the town is doing and appreciating it. I want to get the word out about our beautiful newsletter because I think it's magnificent, and I just feel so bad that not more people don't know about it. So that's one thing. And then the last thing, and Sally will present on this a little bit later in the meeting, is what it means for us to help the Resiliency and Sustainability Committee. So I'm going to go back. Fundraising support for the town hall and other kinds of business. So let's talk about A&G and business and community outreach. I've made a partial list of everybody I know I can think of. There's the business partnership, which I'm working with. There's Dewey and Bloom, Civic League, Chamber of Commerce, I think Rotary, Lions, homeowner associations, whatever Board of Realtors exists. Builders Association?
We're the only builder that's local here, I
Okay.
believe.
Do any of the others ever?
Oh, they work here, yeah,
But they don't,
unfortunately.
nobody meets it,
I
unfortunately.
usually flatten their tires, that's right, town, but,
Do they never work together and meet together?
occasionally, yes.
Okay. Churches, I started thinking, churches inside Dewey Beach, the churches.
We
are-
currently don't have any. We've gotten a event application to possibly have a service on the beach on Sundays during the summer, but it hasn't been approved or materialized yet.
I don't want to make the assumption because of what your backgrounds are and who you're already affiliated with, that you want to be the liaison, but I will ask, for those of you who are affiliated with different groups, would you be willing to go to your group and start the introduction process and talk about how we can
Sure.
work together?
I'd be more than willing to do the business community, but I still need to probably learn more about what we're doing,
Okay,
because I don't know what to say yet.
okay.
Thank you.
And I have a
Okay.
question. Do we want to include Dewey and Bloom? I mean, I
Yes.
think we
Sure.
should.
Yes.
But if there's a Bloom event, do we want to be trying to sell bricks and support for Bloom? We have 2 boxes and,
I think it depends on the event. I think some events will lend themselves to having a table and supporting something. I'm thinking, knowing Bloom is having a children's activity in 4th of July weekend, that's something that we could promote to the community and get volunteers and people to get their kids involved and so on. So it's going to depend on each event. I think some places will be inside where we can set up a table as we did on Saturday. Some places are going to be outside and it's not appropriate. I actually wondered if we could have some kind of buttons that even if we weren't officially having a table, that would say, be part of Dewey history with a picture of the town hall and ask me, or so, you can't put all that on a button, but if we show up as representatives of the town, that people would say, what's that about? And we could talk to them. We don't have to vote on that now, but that's just an idea.
I actually think that's a good idea.
Um,
Just walking around town, you see so many locals and stop and you dog or whatever. Why not? Just
Do you
crack
want
up
to
a
vote on that right
conversation.
now? Is that something we should vote on? I looked up, Sticker Mule has buttons for $36 for 50, and I would donate that money to do that. If people think a button would be
Not
something.
on the
you-
agenda, though.
It's not on the agenda, so we can't do that. Okay, next time we will talk about buttons. Thank you, Paul.
There's always something like
I
Trying to
asked him,
keep
I
everybody
asked him
out
to
of trouble.
please keep me out of trouble, since this is the first time. Okay, Dewey and Bloom, Ellen and
Sure.
Ellen. Susan, Civic League.
I'm with you. What am I talking to them about? I mean, are we clear about?
Bricks.
Supporting the town hall fundraising to start. Talking about, in a minute, we'll talk about the holiday project, supporting the holiday project. I think those are the 2 primary things right now to be talking about.
I'm happy to be a liaison.
So are we a fundraising group or a marketing group? I'm a little confused. I mean, I don't mean to be, I'm just trying to get my head around what
I
our
think
mission is.
we're marketing town initiatives. The immediate initiative where we need a lot of support is how much money, guys, are we raising for the town hall? What do we want to raise from the public? How much?
Trying to raise $1 million.
Oh, I got it. She got $36.
That's why, if we could just focus on a couple of things instead of trying to do 10 things,
Right.
let's focus on, if I were to prioritize, where can we make the most immediate impact? I think it's getting the engagement from all the property owners, for town hall. I think the town's done a lot of the fundraising itself already. I think we've raised, what are we up
So
to?
we have $4 million that I've gotten in state grants, 3.5 that the town has saved, 1.5 from Sussex County,
Is that all?
for a total of $9 million approximately.
Yeah, so we've raised 9, so if we can raise another $1 million, that would be.
And this
And I think
million
we've
is
sold, what,
basically
79 bricks? 76 bricks.
Out of how many?
2,000.
I've been told we can have
2,500, I think,
thousands,
roughly.
yeah. And that is I think
That's
that's
the walkway.
I think that's the key for
I've done
individual
fundraising
property
for
owners.
school.
To go and ask if we can help push buying bricks.
Yeah.
I would say that for the streets, we're gonna buy a brick for Jersey Street. That's another place that people do it. The different groups could buy bricks. So that would be one thing we're pushing immediately. The second is if a group or a business has a very large budget, we have sponsor opportunities that start at $2,500 and entitles the organization or community or business to, Kate has it up here, 10,000, 5,000, 2,500. They will be included on a wall inside the entrance to the building and get more permanent.
Well, have we made, has that been outreach to the, the bar owners, restaurant owners, and liquor store
Dewey
owners?
Civic, we did 10,000.
But again, the question stands, have
I
you
don't
sat
know,
down
has
with
that
Lonnie?
gone to the
Have you
bars
sat
and
down with-
businesses?
So
No.
it has been sent out, and some of the businesses here in town have contributed. Not all, but some. Yeah.
So we need to do more of that. So
I
we
saw
can
this
do
in the
that.
newsletter.
We can do that more through the partnership, and I think we can also do it through the Chamber of Commerce. So Rick, if you're willing to work with the Chamber of Commerce.
Is that like a death sentence, or is that okay? That's fine.
There's a new chamber president.
Okay.
And if you want, Rick, I can do an introduction for you.
And we're all later tonight.
Not tonight, maybe more.
It's the only place I've ever seen you.
Paul, you're our official liaison to Lions. Do you want one of us to also identify ourselves as a Lions liaison, or will you do that for us?
I'll do that.
Okay, so.
I'll be there Thursday.
And how many homeowner associations do we have that we could reach out to?
That's a good question.
In Dewey.
So for every townhouse development, you would say there's an HOA.
Yeah.
If it's a single-family home, there's not an HOA.
We have a list. I'm not sure it's a complete list of all the HOAs in towns, but we do have a list, and we'll see if we can turn it over.
Okay, so that would be one area that somebody could do outreach. I don't know if anybody wants to volunteer now to do that, but we can put that on our list. Realtors, Lily, would you be able to help us with realtors?
Sure.
That would be excellent, thank you.
Can help with the bar and restaurant community as well. My husband's in that business, so.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah, I'd say Dewey Business Partnership would be perfect. I want to answer a question someone had before. The email list is 5,500 people,
That was mine.
or 5,500 emails out of 1,600 properties. So we have a lot of emails.
Does anybody
And is
know,
it separated by street or no, or, okay. I mean, that, I know they ask them a lot, okay.
what does an email blast cost through MailChimp or
0.
there's a cost to mailing, sending out mail,
Oh, sending out mail, yes.
to send out email, a mass email?
Emails are nothing. I mean, you just send it from you send me an email, it's not, you're not getting
No,
charged.
it's a
It's saying
mass. So
nothing.
if you're sending 5,500 through MailChimp or whoever the provider is for the mail.
We send it out through our town server to everybody that's on the list.
So you don't use service.
Kate?
It's covered with our town website.
Yeah. I mean, we pay for it as part of our service to the town webpage, but we don't do a separate one.
So if we wanted to do individual batch emails, say I wanted to do all the people on Reed and the adjacent streets.
Kate is working on that currently with a system, Code Red. We may be able to do that.
Code Red. Code 911.
So Kate, when you send the newsletter out, that goes to 5,500 email
Correct.
addresses?
And that would include any of the property owners that provided their information, and also any other visitors, business owners, whoever had subscribed over time to receive general information and newsletters, they would all receive it.
So it's not necessarily all residents?
Correct.
So how would we, I mean, we've got 5,500, which I think is a good start, but we have, what, almost 10,000 more unaccounted for? How do we figure out a way to chip into that? I mean, because owners only come, not so often, right? 4th of July, and
My personal opinion is I think people get touched more by social media than email.
Right, but we needed to send a blast email,
Right.
like, Code Red, for example. I mean, I assume I know what Code Red is you're thinking about, but how do you, we need to have a sign up.
But Code Red goes via text, right?
So there's, and Kate is the expert on this, but it'll be three. You can do it through phone, email, or text, correct, Kate?
Correct.
We want to use that especially for weather warnings, like we can actually, and I know we're getting off the fundraiser, but we could actually box a street like Reed Street
Yep.
and say tonight there will be extreme flooding after 10 p.m. Or right now in the north end of town, the signs are up. Tomorrow paving starts on Bayard Avenue in the second block of Chesapeake. We could box that out. We're not there yet. Kate's been working very hard on this for probably the last 2 months. And there'll be an update in our newsletter that'll either go out tomorrow or go out on Thursday.
Could we possibly ask, when we send a blast, to please provide us your email for safety reasons or something like that? So we can start the database and chip into that? I mean, I don't know if
I
that's
have
legally
another
allowed.
suggestion. What could we put in the next newsletter, not tomorrow's?
That's true.
If you all approve the idea of a good neighbor network, do an article about setting that up and what it means, including collecting email addresses on different streets and phone numbers, so that we would have the link to each street with a street ambassador or a street captain, but also the email addresses from all the residents that hopefully would be shared with us. Is that one way that we might approve that?
Well, unfortunately, the newsletter, which is great, is only going to the emails we have. I'm talking about how do we capture the other emails?
Well, I'm
Like, I
looking-
live on Van Dyke, and there's only 4 year-round residents, but I don't know how to reach the rest of the community to say, can I please have your email? The town wants it, the marketing committee wants it, et cetera, et cetera.
From an organizing perspective, all we need is 1 or 2 people who get the newsletter on each street. And if we can get the word out to them there, or by word of mouth for those of us who live on each street, and say, this is what we're starting, can you help us pull together email addresses and phone numbers for other people? So see it as a street-by-street process instead of a town-wide
Well,
process.
your street must be much more social than ours. I don't know anybody on my street that doesn't live there full-time,
Yeah, I'm
except my
starting,
neighbor. I mean, because it's all townhouses on my street.
right?
Well, there's a couple,
I
single
do,
family houses.
I don't know, we're getting the impression from Dewey and Bloom that there is a lot of street activity if we reach out and start it.
Okay,
So
All game
I
for
would
it.
say, let's start with the streets where we can do it, if you all approve this idea. And then it'll start to spread, I think, if we do it
I
that
think
way.
it will too.
I think the other sort of piece to that is that if we start it, doesn't mean it's gonna be completed.
Right.
But as we go through our seasons and you see people on your street, I know what I've done on my street is anybody that I see, when I first moved there, I would ask them, do you live here? Do you own the house? Yes. And I have a whole list of people on our street. Just because being there and talking with people.
Well, I would think,
So-
like on each
but-
street, May 1st, you put up a little temporary sign. We're trying to collect emails for safety reasons and everything else.
Yeah.
Could you please go to this website and give us your email?
Or better yet, when you're out walking, you see someone unloading their groceries, you approach them and ask
I could wear a
them for
sandwich
their-
board on the beach
No, but I
in my
think
Speedo.
Ah, there you go, that'll get attention.
It's gonna be a process
That's
over a
exactly
period
right.
of
There's
time.
no one thing
Okay.
that's going to
Right.
work.
But it would be great to have all the emails.
Keep that out of there, Alan.
All right, I'm gonna see if we can have a vote on this idea, the neighbor network. At least to get started, and if you all approve it, we'll start talking about the specific details about how we build it. Can I ask for a motion, if anybody would be willing to move that we establish a neighbor network?
I don't think we
Absolutely. I
can.
move
It's
that we
advertised
establish
as development and promotion of a neighbor network.
They
It's not-
can, we did discuss
Yeah,
and
we put,
possibly
We
we
did
vote.
said,
discuss and vote?
discuss and possibly vote.
Yeah, sure.
We did that,
Oh, that's at the top of D, okay.
okay?
All right, we're good then.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I so move.
Do we have a second?
I second it.
Just read that.
Thank you, Rick. Any other comment, public comment from anyone about it?
And sorry, so this is a whole separate thing from Code Red, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Any other questions or comments about it? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Okay, so that's one way to start. Let's talk about holiday fundraising projects. Kate, do we have a list of the things that are coming up? You may have seen, if you get the newsletter, that there are 2 projects. One is really online, it's for pets. It's through Amazon, Gifts for Paws, the Rehoboth Beach. I can't remember the official name of the group. It's the Humane Animal Partners. Has a wish list on Amazon. I don't think there's much we can do on that. Kate's already promoted it in the newsletter. If we talk to people in the groups that we're contacting, we can mention it. I think one possibility where we can be more involved is in the fire department toy collection. And that is happening on Thursday, November 13th starting at 8 p.m. and Sunday, November 30th from 12 to 5 p.m. Kate, they're at 2 locations where it might be possible for us to set up a table.
Yes.
And what we would need, if you agree to participate in it, is for some volunteers. The table only needs 1 or 2 people from our committee to actually stand and hand out brochures and talk to people and ask questions about the town hall fundraising initiative. We could also, while we are there, bring our own gifts and just kind of be a support to the people collecting the gifts. Is there any discussion about those possibilities?
So make sure I understand this right. They're going to be collecting toys for children, and we're going to be soliciting for bricks.
We will have a presence there while people are coming in and out, and it's not, we're not going to take over the event. Just as we did at the Civic League event. We've got a table, we've got the brochures, we're not going to be hawking the brochures.
So it's more public awareness.
Public awareness of what we're doing, signage. Go ahead, Kate.
Yeah, if I can clarify, so these 2 gift collection events, they were already organized ahead of time with Rehoboth Beach Volunteer Fire Company and Toys for Tots. They reached out to us and said, we would love to have a presence. If you guys want to have anyone from town hall, our police department also participates in this. Or like, we would just love to have you there, get to meet you, hang out, kind of help us with the gift collection. You're more than welcome to attend. So they would like to have us there. I certainly don't think this was an opportunity for us to, be pushing our brick fundraiser.
Okay.
I'm sure we can have brochures there, that's fine. But the main goal was just to have a presence and show our involvement and support for Toys for Tots and Rehoboth Beach Fire Company.
Is this in addition to what we do as a town with the gifts that individuals
We are not
sign
doing.
up for?
No. So last year, the PD started working with Rehoboth Beach Volunteer Fire Company and Toys for Tots. So this year, we decided, why don't we combine all of our efforts and all go in together on Toys for Tots. So this still benefits kids in the Cape School District.
But we are not doing.
This is
separate.
this is the Cape
project.
division of Toys for Tots. So it still goes to all local kids. We are not doing Adopt a Family.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know we're a little late on the holiday fundraising, so this is kind of what we're working with for now. If next year you guys want to talk about Adopt a Family again, you are more than welcome, and we can explore it.
So there are 2 dates. I'm still open to any discussion if people have any questions or feel that it's not appropriate for us to do that.
No, I understand it now. I think it's fine.
Okay, so if
I'm
anyone.
still struggling with us doing the fundraising for the bricks. I'm not, I don't know how
We're
that,
not.
what?
I think she said we're not.
No, just in
Maybe-
general,
Oh,
not at
I-
these events.
Okay.
But, I mean, as a marketing organization, I thought we were promoting, we weren't fundraising. I mean, I view that as, if I would run an organization, there's 2 different things, trying to find revenue and trying to promote. I mean, the fact that we're meshing these 2 together, I'm still trying to get my head around.
I
Is that the
believe that
right way
that's
to do
the
it?
focus that we discussed, having both, and I see it as promoting town initiatives. This initiative happens to be fundraising for the town hall. I think as we progress, as we talk with Sally about the Resiliency Committee, which is a town initiative, I could see our table having materials that we develop, that she and we develop on resiliency and including that. It might be that other town activities that come up. Also, we have a table full of brochures with different kinds of initiatives we're doing. But right now, we've been asked by the town
Okay.
to help them promote the fundraising. So it's a combination,
It's a delicate dance. Okay.
okay? If we were to do these two events, the 13th starting at 8 PM and the 30th from 12 to 8, or 12 to 5, would people be available to staff? We don't need more than 1 or 2 people, but I would say as many people as we can get to help with collecting the toys and all that kind of thing, the more goodwill we build in the community. I could help out on Sunday the 30th. Is anybody else available on either of those
Sunday
days?
the 20th.
It's 20th, excuse
Is
me.
it
No, it's the
20th?
30th.
30th.
Is
Is that Thanksgiving weekend?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I can't do that, but I can do Thursday.
We
Next
could do the
Thursday.
13th. Rick.
And then where's that? Oh, it's Starboard, oh my.
Bingo.
Where's that?
Bingo. That's next week, or this week.
Next week.
Next Thursday.
I could do the 30th. Are there a couple more people who might be available? If we vote, we have to vote first, but I'm just trying to see before we vote whether it's even possible.
I'll do the 30th.
I can do the 30th.
Okay?
We don't
three-
need 3 of us.
Well, we could do 3 of us. Remember, we're helping collect the toys too, so we can do it.
Are we wrapping toys?
No, they're unwrapped gifts. Okay.
And I'm assuming that Dewey Brew Co. will tell us what they want us to do.
Yes.
They just need our hands.
I think the fire company will tell us, that's the location, the fire company will tell us what they need help with. We will let them know what availability we have and who's coming, and then they'll give us instructions. Is that okay?
Okay.
When did the newsletter come out?
It'll be out tomorrow or
I was gonna say,
Thursday.
I thought I missed it.
No, it'll be out
That's the way
tomorrow or
Friday, so I
Thursday.
thought I missed everything. So it hasn't come out yet?
No.
Okay, good. So I thought I missed something, because I always read it. Okay.
Okay, so I would accept a motion for us to participate in the gift collection events on November 13th and 30th.
I make that motion.
Ellen, second.
A second motion.
Susan, thank you. Any discussion before we vote? Any questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, thank you.
And where is this happening?
Dewey Brew Co.
Yeah, Dewey Beer Company on the 30th.
And we didn't get anybody to volunteer for the 13th.
Rick is volunteer for the
Oh, you did?
13th, yes.
I would want to do that though.
Um,
I'm a big boy.
All right, the other item that we have on our agenda to discuss, and I'm open, after we have this one discussion, Rick, let's talk about other ideas for social media or anything else that people have that's not on this current list. Sally, would you like to talk about, what is it that we are being asked to do with Resiliency and Sustainability Committee?
Well, we are a relatively new committee. I think we've only been around for 3 years. We recently changed the name from the Climate Change Committee to Resiliency and Sustainability because we felt that the name change more accurately reflected what it was we were looking to accomplish. We're thinking that this is going to be a multi-year effort that's going to involve doing a lot of needs assessments and looking at the town's ability to withstand, increase in storm numbers, increases in the severity of flooding, and seeing what we can realistically do to help preserve the Dewey Beach culture and way of life, but also to protect homeowners' values. Your property is valuable. So at the moment, what we're doing is thinking in terms of trying to engage the services of a contractor, an engineering contracting firm, to just come in and take a look at what we've done and where do you think our strengths are, where do you think our weaknesses are, and can we prioritize those, and what do you think they would cost, that kind of thing. That has not gotten off the ground yet, so that's just kind of, we're working on that. But one of the other things we want to do is be able to go to all of the businesses in town and say, you guys, most of you guys have been here a long time. you're familiar with what happens when we have storms. What do you need? Do you need anything that you don't currently have? Do you need to be able to raise up your equipment? What do you need? So there will be a lot of outreach that's going to be coupled with a lot of information out to the public to just introduce ourselves, tell them who we are, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and hopefully open a dialogue so that we can get feedback from the very people we're looking to help eventually. So how that's going to work is that we'll come up with a plan of how we want to attack this. I'm guessing the first year is pretty much going to be based on introducing ourselves and talking about a needs assessment. Second, third, fourth, fifth years, at this point, it's probably premature to say where that's going. But we would be looking at promotional materials that have to be drafted, and we would probably come up with the guts of that. And then in theory, that has to pass through the marketing committee before it can be disseminated to the public. Hence, we kind of thought it would be a good idea if I actually was a sitting member of the committee, because I can probably take up a lot of that slack. I have done a fair amount of work in public education. So we thought it would be a good idea if I could sit on the committee. And again, it's really a case of it's got to pass through the marketing committee before it goes anywhere. And thought we could work together. This would be the best way for us to work together.
Any questions? For me personally, I think what you're talking about is so important, and I don't understand enough of what it is that you're worried about and what we need to face, and what the science versus the socialization of the program, how that merges.
Yeah, we're gonna try our hardest to keep politics totally out of it. It's very interesting. I did a lot of research looking at cities and towns in Florida and in Texas. Now they're red states, not particularly liberal with, their thinking in terms of climate change or anything like that. Interestingly, they're doing great work on local levels because they're focusing on immediate problems that people can relate to. So they're not talking about, climate change is coming, the whole town's going to be blown away. They're talking about, we have a flooding problem on Reed Street, and that's going to affect all of you. We need to deal with that. So they're getting it done. And I think that's a fairly effective way of proceeding here and trying to keep the politics out of it, because that's only asking for trouble.
Right.
You can't, people are going to believe what they're going to believe, and there's nothing you can do.
But when you talk about people's self-interests and their homes,
Yeah.
it becomes real.
Yeah,
And that's what we have to appeal to.
yeah.
Are we on good terms with FEMA these days? Does anyone know?
Yes, we've had our audit, and our building official is on good terms with FEMA. They're currently not working, but we're on good terms with them.
Good, it's good to know. Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion about this?
No, I just think this fits into the communication piece that we can do.
Yes.
To me, this gets into really expensive stuff at some point. If we asked everybody in town to raise their house up 5 feet, first of all, we got this height limit thing that we're.
Those will say no, thank you.
So take your top floor off, we're just gonna get rid of your top floors and raise your house
Raising
up.
ceiling height.
No issues, right? But so since that's not gonna happen, our codes now address your FEMA, it gives you a rating of how many feet you need to be approving your baseline. And then we did the freeboard, the 2 feet with an additional third foot if they want.
But at one point, didn't FEMA help pay for that? The raising of the house?
I don't know that. Did FEMA ever pay to raise a house?
I don't think they paid to raise a house, but they were kinder with their costs. You don't know that?
I don't know that answer. But I look at it in a very simplistic way. I mean, we could raise every street 5 feet and then the water's not gonna come up 5 feet, right? So our streets are taller than the bay. That fixes the street getting flooded, but the houses get flooded,
Right.
right? So how do we, how do we encourage everybody to raise their house? That's, some people will and some people won't, but until we get everybody to wanna do that,
Yeah, I don't even know if anyone's talked about that. I mean, there are a number of things that can be done, just like some of it's been done on the Bayside, the planting and, but just increasing the amount of sand
Yeah.
that's laid down, those things help tremendously.
and pumping stations which is going on, I don't know when that's gonna get finalized, but, they're $1 million to start. We just don't have millions of dollars to do every street. So unless we can raise 22 million, then we're
Get the bricks.
no small
done
task,
first.
we'll put a pumping station on every street.
Those are expensive bricks.
That's a lot of bricks. So, these are things, and, this is where, marketing can communicate with people. How do we, people know if, when you tear down a house, this is the new building code that everybody has to adopt to. So. Next problem's gonna be is everybody's gonna wonder why that house next door to them is taller than the house that they're in. How did they get 5 more feet than I did?
Yeah.
Is that the new code? New
That's a
building
new
code?
code, yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay, so I don't think we need to vote on this. This is more informational at this point, but
Informational,
we will
right.
develop a plan and be talking about it a lot more.
Christmas parade.
I'm sorry?
Christmas parade, is that not yet? Are we gonna talk about the Christmas
The
parade?
Rehoboth Christmas parade? No. I wasn't planning on it unless
Okay.
you want to bring it up.
No, that's all right, I just remembered to.
I do want to ask people, Rick started talking about social media, and he's probably much more adept at it than I am. If there are any ideas that you would like to put on the agenda for the next meeting?
No, because I'm old. Kate's probably, not probably, she's much more tuned than I am. But you've got to go after the young people to get real expertise. But I think we need to be on Instagram, we need to be on TikTok, because, frankly, a lot of the renters are young people. And a lot of the next homeowners are gonna be in their 30s and 40s. So we've got to, I don't know I don't even know if I think I follow the Town Hall Facebook page, but we're not that active in that, are we? And again, Facebook is not where the young people are anyway. It's really Instagram and TikTok.
And Snapchat.
And what?
Snapchat.
Yeah, Snapchat's more of a communication vehicle, but yeah, those are the things we need to.
8,400 followers.
On Facebook, but how often do we post?
Every time we have a
That's
flooding
important.
event, every time that we have something in town that we think is important, we post there. We post there for communication for hiring our lifeguards and our dog ambassadors, our parking ambassadors.
Okay, because that's not promoting Dewey. They're all viable and important, but we should be actively figuring out a way to be promoting Dewey, promoting the brick fundraising, promoting the good neighbor. Those are the kind of things we need to have out on social media.
I think they're there.
It is,
You look,
I'm looking at them now.
They're
So
there.
in October, we did the Buy a Brick, did the weather advisory, did the haunted house, Sea Witch, did the power outage.
We do our dog events, and there's
Okay.
3 major dog events a year also.
What about Instagram? Do we have a presence on Instagram?
Kate Dewey,
We're on Instagram, yeah.
we're on.
Do we do little videos and?
No,
cute
we
videos?
could definitely do more. I would love to strengthen our presence on social media, so any
How would we
ideas
do
that
that?
come from you guys would
Well,
be great.
like the restaurants do cute little videos. I saw one today from Raw where they said, "Here's a baby natty light. Come see us tonight." The young kids love that stuff. You know that. You're under 40. I haven't seen 40s in decades. But that's what the kids are watching. They get on Instagram for hours and hours and hours.
I know.
So, I mean, if we want to promote ourselves, that's where we've got to be.
Could we put on the next agenda, I don't know who would lead the discussion, whether we would ask Kate or if there's someone else in town who could lead a discussion about better use of social media platforms?
Good
And
idea.
I don't know
Yes.
anything about it. It sounds like you know more than I do, but you don't feel that you do. Who, could you lead that discussion for us? And then let's talk about how we can make use of whatever Kate teaches us to.
Yeah, I mean, I think the local businesses could be active in that too. Because they're promoting themselves and Dewey.
I know this stuff like the Starboard, they have a lot of good, like, they do a lot of stuff with Instagram,
Right.
Right.
like a lot of stuff.
Because they have a lot of people under 25 that work there. They're allowed to just create their own logos at will and order stuff and it sells. They know what they're buying.
Next agenda, let's talk about that in more detail, okay?
Well, if we partner with those people and get them to cross-promote, for example, the Bricks on their thing,
Right.
on their social media, then we don't have to put it on ours as much. I mean, we do, but then you're getting them to do the work for you and reaching their tens and hundreds of
Well,
thousands
I mean,
of
Kate,
followers.
Right.
question for you, Kate. I mean, you look beautiful, but I can't see you put your lipstick on. I mean, I just mentioned one from Starboard Raw today. Couldn't we just, if they approved it, aren't the kids watching that on Instagram too? Couldn't we put that on a Dewey Instagram post? Can we?
We have to be careful on what businesses and what we actually promote as a town on Instagram now. Possibly if we had like a fundraiser at one of the businesses in town for the Bricks, let's say, and I'll just say whether it's the Rudder or Grottos or Nalu, and we did a fundraiser one night for the Bricks there. That's one thing, but we really have to be careful about, I think when we start posting different restaurants and different businesses around town, we have to make sure that we are kind of staying between some lines. I think it's a good idea.
What lines?
But
I mean, I saw the email earlier today.
Yeah.
I mean, it's open, Instagram, anybody who wants to contribute, less, right?
No, I mean, like if we say, hey, if we put something on there about the Starboard and it's about, I don't know, whatever the Starboard puts on there, but we're not putting on anything about Nalu, we're not putting anything on about Dewey Beer Company. I just think we have to be very careful and very specific when we go to use a business in town to help us with the fundraising. And I'll check with our town attorney also on that.
Okay.
Now, if the town comes up with a really cute post,
It puts it on theirs,
we
yeah.
can ask the businesses that they will share our post, then we're getting to their people.
If we send it out to all of them, I don't
Exactly.
think it'd be as much of
Right.
a problem. Give everybody an opportunity to participate. It's
Exactly.
tough when you just go with certain ones. We don't want to do that.
And I don't really understand it 100%, but I know it has something to do with hashtags. And if we tag our posts, then other people can get to see them, right, Kate? So you can probably, I guess whatever content we're creating, add those hashtags, and then other people will see it if they follow those hashtags.
Correct. This is so complicated.
I've got two young adults,
But you
so.
bring up a good point. Us doing our own content creation, I have a face for radio, so I'm not gonna be on it anyway. But, I mean, that's a whole nother animal, right? And I don't know if we have the bandwidth or the skills or
Time.
Time.
the time. And we want young people, we don't want nothing personal, gang.
Right? Okay, so we're gonna put it on the agenda. Kate's gonna give us a lesson. We are gonna talk about possibilities, and let's also talk about the resources needed to be able to pull this off if we decide that certain avenues and directions we wanna go. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good, thank you. One thing Kate asked us to put on every agenda for our meetings is a discussion on articles for the newsletter. Right now, I believe Kate is the initiator of most of the content of the newsletter, and she would appreciate some support from us on ideas, not for tomorrow, but December will come out soon enough. So are there any pressing, I would like to see the neighbor network concept promoted, Kate. Any other ideas that you've been thinking about that you might like to suggest?
I might talk to, we have a committee meeting Friday. I might talk to about or bring up the idea of possibly just doing a very introductory blurb in the newsletter, although it's not on the agenda, so it might not happen until the following month, but we're gonna have to get that rolling.
Any other ideas?
I'd love to come up with some kind of thing with the bricks that concerned animals, dogs, cats, or whatever, because people are passionate about their dogs. I mean, anything my dog wants or needs, okay, I'm gonna run right out now. Hi.
You run out,
Huh?
it comes to me.
Either way.
Do a brick with dog paws?
Well, see, and we don't have that option. We don't have any little paws or anything like that. Or a promotion well advertised in advance that on blankety blank day, if you can get a group of 20 people to buy bricks on that day, that would be a drawing of those 20 names, and someone would win a free brick for their dogs with their dog's name on it. People eat that stuff. Like me, I do too. So put your heads together and see if you can come up with it.
And we have those 3 major dog events in town every year.
That would be
And
a
they're
great
great.
time.
And to
Yeah,
do it,
That's a
All
great
the
time.
poop goes in the trash can right next to where I live.
well, deal with it.
I deal with it.
Is there another newsletter before the holidays, or is this the last?
So-
December.
So there'll be a December one during the first week.
Maybe we put a blurb in there, a great Christmas gift for the person that has,
Yes.
you can't figure out what
Yeah.
to buy, get them
Yes.
a brick.
Right.
Yes.
Get their name on there.
Yes, I like that.
$300 is a little bit pricey for a Christmas gift of a brick, in my opinion.
Better than a vet visit.
If you can get an appointment. I mean, I agree with you that animal-centric, it's great promotions, but
Another thing for the newsletter possibly for December is, I'm thinking, so many businesses have limited hours or are closed for the season. Maybe we do a list of businesses that are open in their hours for the winter season so people know if they can go. And, Dewey's still alive in the winter, come see these people, they're still open, something like that.
Are we running into any issues promoting the open business? in the-
I don't know, we could do a link to the chamber, the Dewey Beach, Rehoboth Beach Chamber.
That's a good idea.
And ask their new president, Kate, if they have something like that gives all the hours and when they're open and when they're closed. So we would just have it linked and it'd be up to the chamber to actually
That's a good idea.
provide
That's a
that
great idea.
information.
Gets us off the hook.
Kate, would you like us to help you get that? Or you can get that if you want?
I can do that easily enough.
Okay. Susan, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, we can, for Christmas, we can promote, Christmas Beach Town USA. And have, inviting people to come down, because it really is, it's the place to be in December.
Yeah, I think we have to, I think we could say holiday. I think it's,
Holiday Beach Town?
yeah, I think we need to stay with, individual businesses can call it whatever they want. I think as a town, we need to,
Holiday.
Okay, good idea. Any other ideas? Okay, if you think of other things, just feed them to Kate. It doesn't have to be done here at this meeting. I don't think we need to vote on these topics for the newsletter, no? We just gave them to you. A couple of interesting things that have come up for the future. It's not the time to do it now. We need some planning. Paul has a fabulous idea to reach out to University of Delaware for an alumni week. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so I reached out to University of Delaware, and it came up, they did a fundraiser in August, a guest bartending event, and a lot of the coaches came down, and, and I talked to the person that organized that, and I said, Dewey has a way of taking small events and making them a lot larger, thinking of running of the bull when that first started, and, what it grew into now, and, Dewey Goes Pink and things like that. And so I got to thinking, and I made a suggestion that night was, why don't we have a University of Delaware week where that would help, we can promote a week that's a down week for rentals, one of those first early weeks of June after Memorial Day. When it's a little less crowded here, maybe that's a University of Delaware week. And then, promote it to the homeowners, the people that have business licenses saying, do you want to offer some promotion to the University of Delaware? Throw it out there. I mean, if you're renting your house, it's up to you to participate in it or not. And then maybe we can help bring more people to town during some of those slack weeks that we have. And during that week, work with the Dewey Business Partnership, for example, that, hey, the Lighthouse is doing something this day, and Starboard's doing something this day, and Woody's is doing something, you can have multiple things going on, and
We could reach out to the Delaware Alumni Association.
yeah, so I did, and the person that I was working with that is no longer there, Kia Anderson is now the new person there, but they're all splitting up the former person Kate's duties. So they're in a little state of flux there, but that's something that we can start planning now, towards next year. And if this goes over, maybe we can do one for Maryland next year, or Virginia, or, you name the university. So, it's just an idea that we're throwing out there. I mean, obviously, the Alumni Association wants to put it together. But while they're here, everything's focused on, then we can bring down the Blue Hen and the mascot and all that kind of
What's
good stuff.
that run they do? That is
in the
Father's Day
spring.
weekend.
It's in the spring.
It's Father's Day weekend this year, where they were set up on Salisbury Street. The hen was there and all that. So what's that?
It's something else the Alumni Association does. But try to coordinate, have all these
Make
events
it a
go on
big,
maybe the same week. We can still have multiple. I mean, this is just.
I wasn't sure if that's
yeah.
already a thing, yeah. But
Great.
Yeah, I mean, they do it. I mean, all we're doing is trying to promote it for them. So that's the marketing side of it. Now, indirectly, that helps the town out because it helps the property owners out that rent their properties out. So
So would
I think it's a win-win for everybody.
So then do we have like an alumni, meet and greet on the beach or something for them, or
We could put something together.
something like that? Okay.
Bonfire or something like that.
Bonfire.
I think all the realtors would be interested in having
Yes.
all the
Those are
alumni
great
down
ideas,
here.
but not-
They're all at that appropriate age. Not they
Yeah,
start
we would
buying
be
homes.
looking at a
I
dead,
would
we'd be
do it,
looking
I
at a
would do it
dead.
in May or at the very end of August, like when all the kids go back to school, mid-August. And that way you're not, my only concern about June is you might have the June bugs who go, oh, it's
Party
all the
time.
kids who are going to Delaware. Like, no.
They do it anyway.
Right, they do it anyway.
They're gonna
So-
be here regardless.
They're gonna be here, so maybe something in May.
May would be
or
better,
Maybe they
at
come
the
with
end
their
of
mom and
August,
dad.
when the college kids are actually back in school.
I think May rentals for people are a little light. They're
Yeah.
not like June, July, and August.
Right.
Okay, this is going to go on the next agenda and every agenda, and we'll keep fleshing it out as we talk about it, but I don't think anybody's showing any signs of thinking it's a bad idea, right? Okay, good. The other thing, Lily, that you might be able to help us advise us on is welcome packets for renters who rent Dewey Beach properties. We don't do anything now. Do we give realtors packets?
So we do have packets. When I say packets, we do have informational packets. What we have found is we tell folks to come to town hall and to pick them up, and the folks don't come. Is that correct, Kate?
Are you talking about the new homeowner package?
Yes.
Yeah, we mail a packet for new homeowners, but nothing for renters.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, the renters themselves, the tenants.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking of what if we asked realtors, the rental agents themselves, and directly work with them to give them packets that they can duplicate for any renter who comes into a Dewey Beach property over the summer. That would include every regulation, upcoming events, how to reach people, just a number of things.
I just laminate it and put it on my refrigerator.
I do the same thing, but I would, I would love to have some official buy-in from the
Well,
realtor.
most of the brokerages have their own, like the little welcome bag that every
Right,
renter gets, so we can certainly ask, we can supply brochures to put in there.
I
I'm
would
sure
love
they'd be
that.
happy to have.
The chamber will distribute, I forget what the fee is, but
Right, there's some.
the chamber hands them out to all the realtor bags.
The bags themselves, yeah, and then we can put something in
So
those.
we
things.
drop
Yes.
them off at the Chamber of Commerce and then they can disperse them.
Okay,
It depends
There
what
is
we
a
want to
fee,
put in there.
yeah, right.
yeah, we could, I'm gonna put this on the agenda for next time too. And I was at I watched the last council meeting where the Dewey Beach Patrol actually asked us to disseminate information that they felt was needed on alcohol policy, dogs, tents, permits, fireworks, football games on the beaches. And I think all of that could go in so that maybe help them a little bit when they tell somebody they can't play football where they want to. They'll know that there's a reason for it.
Especially the canopies, since that's brand new.
That's a brand new thing, yes.
You voted against canopies?
You can't set them up early, right?
Oh, right.
Before 9, they can't be unoccupied.
Oh, right.
And there are no tents.
Right, gotcha, that's.
You need to get a rental license to rent property, correct?
Yes.
So when they get their rental license, can we give them some sort of laminated, like you said, hang it up in their, in the property?
That's
that has
that's a
all the
good
information?
possibility too, yes, excellent.
Unless they do it online, do,
A lot of online. I mean, Airbnb's not gonna hand them out for you.
no.
I don't know how many renters come through
Vacasa, yes,
Airbnb.
yeah.
It's gotta be a lot. And others,
Okay.
other online.
This is all I have for this agenda. Are there any other topics people would like to bring up to discuss for possible future voting at future meetings?
I think we could expand some more on the little packets we're talking about.
Okay.
And what can go in them, and putting the signs on the refrigerator, that would be awesome. That would also help in the summer when there's a storm coming to, people would have a number to call someone, the block monitor or whatever.
So we currently have magnets at Town Hall that have information thing evacuation and phone numbers with Sussex County
Oh, and that's
Emergency
given out
Management.
to anybody that asks for one?
They're at Town Hall.
Okay.
There's a stack of them there on the counter.
Oh,
It should be on every refrigerator.
Yeah, it should be. Any other comments? What I will try to do when I do the minutes for this meeting, I know people had questions when you go to different organizations, what am I talking about? I will try to put action items, so who volunteered to do what, plus exactly what we're talking, what message we're talking about you sharing, and hopefully that will be helpful. Any other comments?
I would just ask, and I know Kate would tell us, but you should just ask if there's any public comment.
Are there
At
any
all.
public comments? Thank you. Any public comments?
Is there anybody
Is
online?
there anybody online?
Nobody online.
No one's even watching.
They're all on TikTok and Instagram. Just kidding.
We
Okay.
should do this on Facebook Live or something.
Thank you, everyone. We're getting to know each other. We're getting to share some ideas. I will take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I so moved.
Second,
Second.
meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Kate, if we have.
Great job.